Geezers, what's going on? Specimen here. Today we have the first card reveals. We've got all 4 Northern Realms cards. We've got all 4 Nilfgaard cards. And I'm actually reacting to these for the first time. A different take on a reveal video. Usually I've been looking at them all day. This time I actually haven't. I've got a little bit of an idea about some of them. I've seen some of the cards. First and foremost, let's crack off. Reaver Scout, Reaver Hunters. Let's go. Some of my favourite Gwent cards from beta. A lot of you will know these cards from beta. We're brokers. Peddlers from Reaver Scout. That's a great voice line. I don't want to swear so early in the video. I might get demonetized. It's 2 stats, 4 provisions with 1 armor. So 4 provision card. It has an order. Spawn and play a base copy of an allied bronze soldier excluding self. So you're spawning and playing a base copy. So instantly you're thinking of the Centurion Royal Guards, which makes a lot of sense because Centurion Royal Guards have the ability that Reaver Hunters used to have back in the day, and Reaver Scouts set these up. The other thing is it's a soldier, which is supporting mobilization, which is a completely forgotten about lead ability. A Darren synergy with this as well. Very, very excited. Obviously, 4 provision card. You're not really going to want to make copies of this of Megascope, probably. Because it's 2 stats. Having said that, if you can Megascope your Reaver Scout and it then survives, right, then you're still getting another spawn and you're actually getting to play it. So actually you probably do want to Megascope this, as it turns out. It's going to be a really nice Darren Megascope target as well, because it's just going to come in at 1 power, 1 stat, but then you obviously get the order. So I think this card's going to be particularly good with Darren. This is probably the first card I'm going to be playing on the patch. Let's have a look at what Reaver Hunters do, because I actually don't know. As I say, I genuinely don't. 2 stats, 2 power. Sorry, 2 stats, 2 armor, 5 provisions. It's also a soldier, so you can, of course, make copies of Reaver Hunters. You can use mobilization on the Reaver Hunter. Order, spawn a base copy of self on this row and set its base power to 1 less than self. Okay, so if you have the order, spawn a base copy of self on this row and set its base power to 1 less than self. So it's going to have 1 base power. Bonded melee, at the end of your turn, damage the highest power enemy unit by 1. Okay, so set its base power to 1 less than self. So I guess what you're wanting to do then is boost one of the first Reaver Hunter up, and then click the order, and then it's going to come in at like, the next one's going to come in at like 7 base power, and you make more of them and make more of them. So you're wanting to boost the Reaver Hunters up. Very, very interesting. Of course, with the Reaver Scout as well, you can make more copies of Reaver Hunters. So maybe this is not really a mobilization. Maybe it's more of like a Royal Inspiration. Doesn't really sound that good. I don't know. I guess you're playing this with mobilization still. It's got some Reaver Scout synergy. It's got some Darren synergy as well, right? Interesting. The Reaver Scout definitely seems better to me with the Centurion Royal Guards, but yeah, very exciting still. What do you guys think about Reaver Hunters? Do you think this card is good? It's 5 provisions. You can play 2 of them, of course. You can reinforcements these cards. Lots of spawn synergy. I'm pretty excited to try them out, I must admit. You definitely want to be boosting it, right? You want to be like boosting it with a Swallow Potion and then clicking the order. I'm trying to think of like other ways you can boost things in like one big go, of course. Vicegotta, but that's not really going to work too much. Probably going to want to defend for your Reaver Hunters as well, because they're quite easily removed. Yeah, very exciting though still. We have Kennet and Gar, who I'm not familiar with these guys. Human soldiers, 6 stats, 9 provisions. So of course it's going to be 7 stats and boosted if you play it in the range row. On the melee row it's going to get a zeal. Destroy an enemy unit with 2 or less power. Whenever you spawn a soldier, increase the limit by 1. Holy moly, that's broken. The question is, does this card have to be on the board for this to increase? Whenever you spawn a soldier. I would imagine it does. Not if this is growing in hand, this card is busted, right? Surely this has to be on the board for the limit to grow. I would strongly assume. If not, this card is like nuts. Again, a Darren synergy with this card, right? Like a Darren's just popping off in this deck. It's also a renew target. Interestingly, it's also a Golden Necker in Golden Necker range, right? I like the look of this card a lot. And then finally, for Northern Realms, so far I bloody love these cards. I'm very excited for some NR action. Of course, my favorite faction. We have Boholt. 2 stats, 1 armor, 12 provisions. Also got formation, so it's going to be 3 stats boosted if you play it in the range row. Order, spawn a base copy of an allied bronze soldier on its row. Whenever you spawn a soldier, boost self by 2. Okay. So it's like a spawn engine. Obviously synergizing with the Reaver Scouts, with the Reaver Hunters. They're doing lots of spawning. Darren, Megascopes. You know how it goes. Of course, with Behold, he's out of the range of Golden Necker, which I'm already thinking Golden Necker's looking very nice for this deck because Megascopes are going to be really nice artifacts. You could maybe play Reinforcements as one of the specials. Not really sure what other specials you might want. Let me know what you're thinking. Even like flipping teleportations maybe to like reuse your Reaver Scout orders and such, right? Let me know what you guys think. Teleportation is also good on Sentry and Royal Guards, right? Because if you have a 5-power Sentry and Royal Guard, then you can teleportation it and it gets buffed by all the others. So double teleportation, double megascope, golden neck. It's how I'm going to be playing Reaver Hunters on day one, I think. So I don't think I'm playing Boholt, but he looks good. Spawn a base copy of an allied bronze soldier on its row. It's not that impressive, but you do get zeal with this, right? So it's like a reinforcements. If you play it on the front row, it's like a reinforcements with a 2-body and an engine. So that's pretty good. Don't sleep on this guy, but I think it might be Golden Echo vibes. All right, very, very excited for these. I have to admit, Reaver Scout, OG card, one of my favorite voice lines in the game. I know Bomblin loves it. Reaver Hunter, one of my first cards that I ever replayed back in beta. Sentry and Raw Guards, Mobilization, my favorite lead ability of all time. Soldiers, I love. Hopefully we get a little Ronvid buff. That'll be nice. All right, let's move on. Beauclair. Now I'm currently playing through Blood and Wine at the moment for the first time, so this is looking pretty familiar. It's a 13 provision artifact. It's a location, of course. So it has resilience. On deploy, you set an allied unit's power to match the highest power enemy unit. And on order, you reset the power of a unit. Bloody hell, okay. That's a weird one. Set an allied unit's power to match the highest power enemy unit. So you would imagine there's going to be some synergy, some way of setting up Beauclair here. A reset the power of a unit on an order is nuts, right? This is giving you like a spores on a stick. So the carryover of this is insane. Really, really, really insane. Because it's also meaning that, for example, you could play a Gord type finisher and still have a Tool Punish finisher, right? So a lot of the time, if you imagine you've got 2 cards left, you've got Gord and you've got Heatwave. You have to play your Heatwave first, then your opponent plays their Gord, and then you play your Gord. Well, with this, you play your Gord and Spores if you have Last Say. So if you've got some kind of like big juicer finisher, obviously not Gord because you're Nilfgaard. I am aware, but it was just an example. All right. Okay, this is the wrong card. Let me sort that out. We'll find the other Nilfgaard card. I'm missing one of the Nilfgaard cards here. We have Knight Challenger, 5 stats, 4 provisions. It's already pretty good. It's got Grace as Nilfgaard. Interesting. Deploy gain vitality equal to the amount of boost an enemy unit has. Okay, so we're boosting up an opponent's unit of Nilfgaard Knights. There's also like the Standard Bearer, which is one of the most underrated cards. You've got Cahir, of course. Cahir's a knight. Yennefer, you can play with Cahir as well, even. Grace, boost all units by 1. Bruv, this card is oh my god, this card's cracked with Cahir. They're actually pushing Cahir mad with this, right? Like, you're playing Cahir with this 100%. Well, I'm kind of excited for this expansion, guys. I'm not going to lie. Kind of excited for this expansion, seeing these cards. Cahir, Letho, Defender, Renew. You can even play Golden Necker again, who knows? And of course, Beauclair, set an ally powers unit to match the highest power enemy unit. So you're really incentivized to like boost up something big time. And it's gaining vitality. Now, the fact it's gaining vitality, you just want this to get to 8 really for your value. And then you want, this is setting up your Standard Bearer. And then it's setting, Standard Bearer boosts self by the amount of boosted allies or something like that, right? Standard Bearer is a cracked card. It's one of the most underrated cards going. I've always liked this card, but it just doesn't have the support. Standard Bearer, 4 power, 5 provisions, boost self by 1 for each boosted enemy unit. So this is really setting up your Standard Bearers. Butthurt! Oh my god, who's Butthurt? Butthurt, Tactic. Ooh. Tactics are always big, because Calvate loves these, of course. And it's another 4 provision tactic, which means the potential of doing tactics decks with like Enslave 7, Enslave 8, Enslave 9 become more realistic. Let me know in the comments, like, does this enable even more bigger Enslave than before? Boost an enemy unit by 3, then an allied unit by 9. Bro, this card's cracked. Ooh, this card's kind of OP, maybe. Boosting by 9 is a lot. So it's kind of like a Marjoram in a way, right? Where you're like, Marjoram, you damage self by 3 and then boost by 6. Well, this is boosting an enemy unit by 3 and then boost by 9. So it's 6 stats. It's just 6 stats. But that's not even including the synergy, right? Like, you can get Grace with this, with a card like the Knight Challenger. Moreover, like Beauclair it's playing for like Standard Bearer, Cahir. Bro, and it's 4 provisions and a tactic. This card seems maybe a bit overtuned, but I mean, obviously they're only getting 4 cards. And there's one Nilfgaard card I missed because I don't know if the link was wrong. It gave me an NR card. Let me just check quickly. I haven't been too excited for this expansion. I've been looking forward to it, but seeing the cards, pretty impressed. Something that I've done. Oh yeah, it's Gimme. I've seen this. I haven't actually seen the card, but I've literally just met this guy in Blood and Wine, and I was like, why does this guy not have a card? Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying. Train of Thought's gone. 6 power, 8 provisions. Deploy. Boost self and an enemy unit by half of their combined power. Boost self and an enemy unit by half of their combined power. Okay. Damn. So you're boosting up that same card, making them nice and tall. Let's say like your opponent just has an emissary and you boost up enough times, even with flipping Night Challenger. Well, not Night Challenger, with Butthurt, etc. Helping your Cahir out, Nilfgaard Knights and stuff. Yeah, and then Gimi's going to buff himself by 3 and buff your opponent's card by 3. And then however many stats, let's say you get up to 12, which is pretty reasonable. It's buffing by 6 more. So then their card's going to go to 18. Gimi's going to go to 6 plus 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. So he's going to be 15 stats. And then Order Grice 14. Move all statuses from an enemy unit to self. Wait, what? Huh. Move all statuses from an enemy unit to self. So you can still Resilience. You can still Defender. The penny drops. So you could boost your opponent's Defender, because they have high base power, right? So Gimian comes to 9. So to get Grace 15, you need to get their card to 10 stats. So you get their Defender to 10 stats, you use Gimian, and then bang. Obviously it's an order, admittedly, right? But then you can steal Defender from them. So it's like, oh my god, this card's sick, guys. Bro, I'm excited as hell for this expansion now. Let's go. Yeah, I know what I was going to say. A lot of time, recently, I have been involved in the PTRs, and I've been looking at the cards very ahead of time. So when reveal season comes around, I'm not that excited, right? I lost that little spark. A lot of the time I would have tested the cards, I would have seen them. I actually haven't this time. I've hardly looked. I had some idea that Reaver Hunters were back. And I actually prefer it this way. It's bringing back my enjoyment for the game. It's about finding that work-life balance. I know it sounds cringe, but Gwent is kind of my work in it. So I definitely I've overdone it at points and kind of lost that spark. But damn, I'm excited as hell for this expansion. It's really nice to be in the hype season with everyone else, you know. I like it. Guys, did you like this style of video where I just reacted to them live as opposed to looking at them ahead of time and thinking all the synergies? I think this was better. I liked it more. You get to see my just instant reaction to the cards. Overall, I'm super impressed. Very excited to see this Nilfgaard self boost stuff. I would imagine they're going to get some support with some of the other cards, but yeah, Cahir's looking scary. I'm not sure I like Cahir getting supported so much, but at least it's a fun Cahir deck, which is actually relying on synergy. The problem with Cahir is Cahir can be good regardless of synergy, right? You can just beat some decks randomly if they can't answer him. Cahir, I think, is going to be pretty flipping annoying. Cahir's just one of the dumb cards I don't like because it's answer or lose. So, but if it wasn't for Cahir, and Cahir was a bit more reasonable, I'd be excited for this. In terms of the NR cards, my gut feeling is Golden Necker. Beholt could be solid though still. Obviously, you don't get Amphibious Assault with Golden Necker either. And Amphibious Assault on a Reaver Scouts can be really nice. So, a couple of different versions. That's what I love about what CD Projekt have done with Golden Necker decks, for example. Making them more of an option, right? Just make you really think about different ways of building decks. So, that's very exciting. You've got 2 ways of building this deck. Great variation. Love it. So, great job, CD Projekt. I'm giving the NR cards a 9. No, do you know what? I'm going to give these a 10 out of 10. I'm so excited to try them. And I'm going to give the Nilfgaard cards a 9.9 out of 10 because honestly, these are 2 of my favorite archetypes of all time, Reaver Hunters and flipping Cahir Yennefer stuff, right? I've played a lot of Cahir Yennefer in my days. So I bet. Okay, not including. I was gonna say I bet I come up first. Okay, Future Brief beats me to it. Okay, Future. See, I've been there. This is the deck I played last time for this style of deck. Vilgefortz Renegade. Oh, because I was making loads of Cahirs. We'll probably do that again, innit? We'll probably do that again. That's a great idea past me. Good job, dude. Good job. Alright, thanks guys so much for watching the video. Like it if you liked it. Let me know if you want to cover the rest of the leaks. And yeah, if you watch this far, I'm also going to be streaming lots of FIFA and football stuff. If you're into football, on Saturday, North London Derby. I'm going to be reacting to the game live on my Twitch stream, so come check that out. Thanks so much for watching. See ya. Bye.